Hey guys, I'm your host Nauticus Gaming here with another Fortnite Save the World video, and today I'm going to be testing out Mythic Outlander Ragnarok. So I got him max power level for this video. Excuse me, I had to burp. His health is 164,465. His health regen rate is 4,103. His shield is 75,018. His shield regen rate is 18,726. His shield regen delay is 8. His hero ability damage is 12.2. His hero healing modifier is 12.24. His run speed is 410 and his sprint speed is 550. So Ragnarok has 3 abilities. So his first one is Seismic Smash, which costs 40 energy and its cooldown is 15 seconds. So it says, smash the ground, creating a fissure of energy, which deals 79,512.4 energy damage to enemies. And Ragnarok's second ability is Shock Tower, and it costs 30 energy, and its cooldown is 20 seconds. And it says, deploy a device which shocks nearby enemies, stunning them and dealing 12 damage. So then Ragnarok has a third ability called Phase Shift, and its cost is 15 energy. And it also says it costs 1 teleport charge, which I don't think that's necessary that it has to say that. Anyways, its ammo regen time is 8 seconds. Don't know why it says ammo regen when it's technically not ammunition, but yeah. And then it says quickly dash through space, gaining 30% increased movement speed for 3 seconds. And it says the cold. His description is the cold harbinger of fate. I don't know what harbinger is, but I might as well look it up while during this video. His standard perk is Return to Sender, so Seismic Smash returns to its origin point, decreases Seismic Smash damage and impact by 25%. That's not good. Passive bonus granted if this hero is slotted in a hero loadout. Commander perk Return to Sender plus Seismic Smash returns to its origin point, increases Seismic Smash damage and impact by 125%. Replaces the standard perk if this hero is slotted as the commander. So that Return to Sender plus is really good, and I actually, enjoyed using Seismic Smash in this video. So his class perks, he's got like 3 of them. Yeah, 3 of them. So anti-material charge is the first one, and it costs 45 energy, and it says punch forward, destroying structures and harvesting their materials, deals 27,899.1 damage. I'm pretty sure it says that. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm having trouble reading this. Damage to enemies. Activate heavy attack with your pickaxe equipped. So the second class perk is in the zone, so after 5 consecutive hits with the pickaxe, increases pickaxe damage by 25% and movement speed by 7.5%. During in the zone, nearby containers glow, switching weapons ends buff. So his third class perk is Loot Llama, and it costs 1 ammo fragment charge. Don't know why it says ammo, because it's not a gun and it's not bullets. Cooldown is 2 seconds. Purple charge fragments create a Loot Llama for you and your teammates to wail on with your pickaxe. The Loot Llama contains materials and crafting ingredients. So yeah, those are his 3 class perks, and yeah. So I gotta remind myself to look up harbinger so that I can read off the definition to y'all in this video, in case you all don't know what it is. I mean, y'all could Google it yourself, or use whatever search engine to look it up, or maybe look in a dictionary, but I'd rather just go ahead and say it to y'all in case you forget to look it up, or in case you all don't care. But yeah, if you have Ragnarok, you get access to a team perk called Slow Your Roll. So it says freeze melee attackers for 2 seconds. Missed monsters are slowed by, I think that says 40%, or was it? I really can't see, or was it 43%? I don't know. I think it says 40%. I'm not sure, but it requires 3 heroes with 3 or more stars. So yeah. So as you can see, when I test out these heroes, the support team perks, like the support team heroes that I put, are like ones that their support bonuses will like enhance the abilities of the hero that I'm testing out. So that I'd mainly do that for survivability, because when the abilities are stronger, it increases my chance of survival. But yeah, with the hero. So yeah. So yeah. Now while I have time and don't have to read off much more, I'm gonna try and look up really quickly what Harbinger means. Remember what Ragnarok's description said? It said, well, says, cold harbinger of fate. So I'm going to look that up really quickly. Oh yeah, I meant to do this video on like Friday, but then I got bored and decided to watch YouTube instead. So there was a power level 128 build the radar grid available then. Then on Saturday, so yesterday, I tried to do it, but I had to wait until last night because there were no power level 128 build the radar grids for a while. So yeah. Whenever there's a power level 128 build the radar grid and you are high enough power level to do it, please take advantage of that if you really need the rewards that it gives. Because the mission is so easy. At least if you come into the mission prepared with a lot of materials and have the right level heroes and weapons, which, you know, if you don't, you shouldn't be doing that mission in that high power level mission anyways. But yeah. Alright, I'm about to look up Harbinger. It takes a while for my phone to turn on because I gotta put in the passcode and I gotta load up Google Chrome. Harbinger net on. Okay. A person or thing that announces or signals the approach of another. Or a forerunner of something. So cold harbinger of death. So I guess that means that Ragnarok is like a sign of death to come for the Husk. Meaning that Ragnarok is going to use his abilities to kill the Husk. Obviously. And as a result, just looking at him, you can tell he's a harbinger of fate, a cold harbinger of fate, meaning that the fate of the Husks are to be killed by Ragnarok and other heroes. And the cold part, so the cold, in the word cold that's used in the sentence, well, not sentence, but phrase, cold harbinger of death, used to describe Ragnarok, that indicates his team perk is slow your roll, where when enemies do melee damage, if they're not a mist monster, they get frozen for like, I think it said 2 seconds. So yeah, that's what the cold part in cold harbinger of fate means.
Not now.
Or did it say cold harbinger of fate, or did it say cold harbinger of death? I can't remember. I think it was cold harbinger of fate. Yeah, either way, that means that the Husks are destined to be killed by Ragnarok, pretty much. And the other heroes as well, though, obviously. So yeah. That's really interesting. That's the first time I actually had to look up a word, I think, on Fortnite Save the World.
Sorry. No.
It's pretty interesting. And what I find pretty interesting is, for one, Ragnarok's accent. I really enjoy it and I really like it. It's awesome. But also, I wonder why he has, like, voice lines for when he's killing the Husk and stuff. But, like, he doesn't when it comes to emotes. So, if I emote with him, he doesn't have any voice lines. I wonder why. It's so weird. It'll be interesting if he did, because I really like his accent. But yeah, as you can see there, that's another area where it had cut off because, like, for sometimes I don't pay attention when one of the 10-minute segments ends, and then parts of it end up getting cut off. But thankfully, I've never ever had a situation where I completely forgot to record the next bit, because if I did that, I have to redo the video, and no one wants to have to redo a 30-minute video. But anyways, also something weird that happened was like an extra 10-minute segment, I meant to say. An extra 10-minute segment got recorded by accident. So like, I think it was for the third segment, yeah, for the third 10-minute segment, like a minute or two into the segment, it just like, I don't know, it started recording a second 10-minute segment. So I had an extra 10-minute segment at the end, and you know, in Upload Studio I can't edit a video that's longer than 30 minutes. So yeah, I decided that, well, since I can't do that, I just have to cut off most of the parts of the extra 10-minute segment and put like a few seconds of it together at the end with the third 10-minute segment. It's pretty much the fourth 10-minute segment was like a copy, sort of like a copy of the third 10-minute segment. It was sort of like an overlap or override, I guess you could say, where it's not exactly a copy. It's more like, okay, I start recording a 10-minute segment, then like a minute or two later in it, while that first 10-minute segment continues going on, a second 10-minute segment happens, sort of like when multiple people are, or it could even be just two people are singing the same song, but one person or like the other multiple people start singing the song at different times. So, but each person keeps continuing through the song until they finish. It's sort of like that, but with like recording videos. So that's sort of what happened with like the extra 10-minute segment. So I ended up having to delete the extra 10-minute segment because I was afraid that I wouldn't have enough space for uploading the finished video onto Upload Studio on OneDrive. But yeah, I really wish that they'd have an update eventually to where like they change the new power levels, because I'm like thinking, okay, how come you can get in a higher power level by increasing difficulty with Flux in a regular 128 mission than you can get in a 128 4-player mission? If you're in a power 128 4-player mission, you have less of a power level of difficulty of Husk than you do if you'd went into a regular 128 mission, power 128 mission, and used Flux to increase the difficulty. But yeah, I noticed that. That's really interesting. Anyways, well, also in normal levels, like how it was before, the Husk power levels would match up with the mission's power levels, and in the newer power levels of Twine Peaks don't always follow along with that rule, unfortunately. So for example, the power 128 missions have one power 140 Husk, and I think that it shouldn't be like that, because it just doesn't make sense. But also, what doesn't make sense is all of a sudden counting from 6 power levels each difficulty increase when it comes to missions, and then all of a sudden counting by 8s, then counting by 2s. That really doesn't make sense. Like, I don't think it should be that way. So yeah, I think they should fix that and change it to either where they change the power level of the mission or they change the power level of the husk. I preferably would like them to change the power level of the missions to count by 6s. So 106, 112, 118, 124, and 130, and then change the power of the husk accordingly, and then make it to our power 134 player mission gives power 140 husk. I don't think we should have the power level 190 something husk yet, because without having higher like 6-star weapons and heroes and survivors and defenders and traps and stuff. Wow, that was a mouthful. Anyways, by the way, if you all heard that, that was my bed shaking because I was leaning up against it, and sometimes when I'm nervous to concentrate, I move my leg. I like shake my leg, and it annoys people with ADHD sometimes. Anyways. Wow, I'm glad that my voice, well, not voice, why do I keep saying voice? Well, actually, I'm pretty sure that's the first time I said the word voice during this video. But I mean, what I meant by keep saying is like when I say that in other videos. But yeah, my throat isn't really hurting like it was last video. And I really hope that now that I said that it doesn't jinx it, because I don't want my throat to end up hurting. But yeah, normally by now I would have already talked about the abilities, but I just have a lot to say. That's good that I have a lot more to say, so that there's not as much awkward silence. Anyways, I really want the old blasters back. I hope that next season that they change the blasters back, because yes, while more blasters were annoying, and like, but these, while more blasters at a time were annoying, these new blasters have better accuracy and more resistant to your attacks. So like, yeah, I don't like them. Plus, their look isn't as cool in my opinion.
Not now.
I used to really like sniping them from far away, like getting those easy headshots. Now it's harder to get headshots on a blaster. But yeah, one thing I'd really like to see in the future is adding a new type of husk, because when in the Canny Valley storyline, when you learn about tank pit, sorry if I'm spoiling this for anyone, but tank Pitney, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and say spoiler, just, you know, if you don't wanna hear the spoiler, just skip ahead by like 30 seconds, or, you know, just mute the video or whatever for that amount of time, or whatever, I don't care. Anyways, if you all would actually like to hear me say this. So anyways, when you get to the when you're in the Canny Valley storyline, I think it was, or it might have been an event storyline, but whatever, Tank Penny, you learn that she has a sister, which in Battle Royale is known as, I think she's known as Power Chord. She's like a guitar player in a band. Anyways, she talks about these things, like these cricket-like husks, that, she talks about these cricket-like husks that apparently,
This is what the major stories were missing.
that apparently home base, well, actually we know that they don't have, that home base doesn't have, because we would be seeing them in game and fighting them if that were the case. But yeah. And then I can't remember which type of husk Power Chord had said that where she is at, to where her base is at, to what type of husk that they don't have that home base does have. I can't remember. But anyways, it might have been lobbers or like pitchers or something like that, but I can't remember. But anyways, pretty much, Power Chord talks about that cricket like husk, and I don't know if it's a mist monster or what it is exactly, but I remember Power Chord having different names for like the same type of husk that Homebase has. So instead of calling them husks, I think she called them ghosty ghoulies. But anyways, by the way, that was more than 30 seconds, so sorry if you like. You know what? I kind of don't care anymore. It's not really that big of a deal in my opinion. If someone gets mad for me from me spoiling that, then you know, oh well. My bad. Sorry. I didn't mean to. I didn't know it would take me more than 30 seconds to say this. But yeah, anyways.
Sorry.
Moving on to what I was going to say, where I thought of other things to say. Anyways.
I have called many things my magnum opus, but this is by far my magnanimous opusiest.
That was a really weird thing that Dennis said. Anyways, I got distracted by what Dennis was saying. Anyways, sorry if I'm saying too many times. No, we don't say it that much. But anyways, wow, I almost said it again. I said it in my mind. Good thing I didn't say it out loud again. Anyways, sorry if I'm saying anyways too many times. But oh man, I kind of forgot what I was gonna say. It's kind of awkward for this to happen in a video.
Not now.
Oh, I would really like for those cricket husks that Power Chord talked about in the storyline. I'd really like for those to be added to the game eventually. Like, I really hope that if Twine Peaks ever gets a storyline added, I really hope that Power Chord is included and that those new husks get added. That would be awesome. My question is, if where Power Chord is at, or was at, because for all I know, she could be on her way to home base to see Penny. Anyways, for all I know, Power Chord could be making that stuff up. I really hope not. I don't think so. But anyways, my question is, if where Power Chord was at, or is at, depending on if she's still there or not, if they have cricket like husk, how come Homebase doesn't have them? Like, why? Why would the Storm decide to do that? Why would the Storm decide to have certain husks only in certain areas? Like, I don't understand. There's a lot of questions I have about this game. Like, why can't the Smashers and other Mist monsters attack the objective? Why can't they, like, because I've seen blasters and, you know, Smashers destroy structures. Why can't they do that with the objective? I obviously, you know, they don't do that because the game would be too hard then if that was the case. And in some cases it'd be impossible. Because sometimes Smashers will just destroy your base and there's nothing you can do. That if Smashers could destroy structures, then soloing Storm Shields would pretty much be impossible after a certain point. Anyways.
2 minutes before I have to pull you out.
So yeah, not only that, but why can't the Storm just deploy as many husks as they want to? Why can't they just deploy like 20 blasters if they wanted to? Like, obviously I know if they did that it would make it too hard and like the game would like probably crash or something. And the game would be like unplayable. But yeah, why can't the Storm just do that? Like, as far as storyline goes. Why can't the storm spawn as many of whatever type of husk they want? And why, and like, why did the storm decide to make new husks after certain amounts of time? And why did the storm, like, does it even have a mind of its own? Is it random? Like, were there different types of husks that the storm no longer uses because maybe they weren't very effective? Like, what's going on? Like, does the storm... Why doesn't the storm come up with other mist monsters, like ones that disable traps or whatever? Like, I know obviously I wouldn't want something like that to be added in the game, because I know I saw something, I think it was on Reddit, Elon Husk, and a Tess, which was a fan-made husk, a Tess, which is a mist monster, a Tesla-based, I think it said a Tesla-based husk that temporarily disables traps or something, using like electricity or something, I think. But yeah, that sounds cool and all, and it's kind of funny, but like, it would make a lot of people, including myself, mad, because traps are like pretty much the most important thing in this game, besides obviously actual loot, which would need to build the traps and stuff. But yeah, pretty much traps are like so important in this game, and if anything disabled them, that would be horrible. Like, I'm aware that there's a war games to where traps are disabled, like a war games challenge, and I do not look forward to doing that. I'm not sure if that challenge specifically can give you a banner, but if it does, I'm gonna have to do it because I really want a banner. There's so many banners I missed out on because of the lag that the Xbox One players experience, because there were 3 of the Fortnite event banners that I did not get because every time I tried to play it, I couldn't move, I couldn't use my weapons. Sometimes stuff like that happened, and it prevented me from successfully completing some of the Fortnite challenges. Like, I got all the weapons and heroes from the Fortnite challenges. Like, I always got the first part of the challenge done, but when it came to completing the 3 missions, I think it was 3 at least, like the second challenge per Fortnite week, I had trouble doing that because of lag. So there were 3 weeks where I actually didn't get the second challenge completed. Actually, there were 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and then the third banner that I didn't get was the Power 128 Fortnite event banner, and I didn't get that because obviously I wasn't high enough power level yet, or had enough storm shields completed to have the Power 128 Fortnite at the time. But shortly after, like, the Fortnite event ended, I think that was when I got high enough power level. Anyways, by the way, if y'all are wondering why I didn't, during the rest of this video, go ahead and use the schematic XP, it was because I was talking to Nick, which is Nightwolf1478. I was talking during this. Oh, and by the way, I noticed I forgot to talk about the hero's abilities.
Just in case.
So yeah, we got, well, I've already talked about those abilities in other videos, but yeah. So I don't think I really need to now. But anyways, yeah, his abilities are really awesome. I really enjoyed playing as Ragnarok, mostly because his anti-material, no, not anti-material charge. His, whatever it was called,
Proceed at your own peril.
Whatever it was called. So he's got the shock tower, and then that fist thing that punches down. Can't even remember it. What was the other thing he had? Phase shift, yeah. I've already explained those abilities in like other videos where I tested out the Outlanders. But yeah, so I shouldn't have to explain it now. But anyways, yeah. I really enjoyed playing as Ragnarok. He looks really cool and he's really awesome. But yeah, so yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe to support my channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications to be able to know and be aware that my videos, that like new videos have been uploaded shortly after they've been uploaded. And yeah, thank you all for those who may have watched, and yeah, bye bye.